So we'll talk Datavault AI is the name of the company. I'm one of the founders, Alfred Blair Blakey III here. Helped start off the company a while ago with writing a patent around data donation. And that really drilled down on where, why, and where, and how we're here today. The company's built with the CEO, Nate Bradley, on a philanthropic expo that we just put out there. So it was all to do good, and this is how this company has come into itself today. The forward-looking statements, anything I talk about right now, everybody knows that could or not could come true, but most likely we're talking about it because we are very optimistic in this company and what we're looking forward to show you. Okay, here's Datavault AI. It's a big, a lot of different moving parts, but let's think about one platform on the whole thing that I talk about. Just think about one platform on the different divisions that we're doing. Also think about spin-offs that are opportunistic in investing in a small company, okay? And when you're talking about our acoustic division and you're talking about our data science division, all right? So it's very important to really understand there's two separate sides that intertwine together. And Nate Bradley is over in Macau, China, at one of the conferences speaking over there. So you can kind of put in, as I start to speak about what Datavault is. Datavault, our business model is licensing first, okay, the Datavault Information Data Exchange. Now, the Information Data Exchange is gotten through a license through NYIAX, okay? NYIAX has an exclusive license with the Nasdaq. So through this license that we have with the Nasdaq, we are going to be able to tokenize digital assets and trade them with a bid and offer on the Nasdaq. Never been done before. We're the only companies can do this, and we're patented across everything. So think about IP, think about patents that are litigation grade patents, and our CEO was the CTO, by the way, of Marathon Patent Group. Upland Software, Audio Eye, was how to get the ramps and rails of getting people that have disabilities on the internet. So we had to go lobby DC, create a law. So think about that litigation grade into this company of Datavault that is a bigger opportunity worldwide. And now, if you're able to trade a token on the NASDAQ, okay, or powered by the NASDAQ, now think about their platform. Now think about the opportunity. It's more safer, I think, and more trusted worldwide than a bank. A bank could go out of business. There's been tons of frauds in banks for years and years. You've seen it all from the beginning. So now our license for this, all right, to use our patented portfolio through failed biotech data, through different industries, mining, assets in the ground, taking them out, tokenizing them. These are all different areas that we're able to tokenize and start trading. If I mine these proven assets that are in the ground and I tokenize 10% of them, I can now, all right, raise money through a token on the NASDAQ, all right? And I can be a TSX company. So now I can trade that token on the NASDAQ, raise money, all right, take out the mining fee, and now market that token, and I'm trading gold at a much cheaper price. So there's opportunistic here for companies that are using a different exchange that can't make the requirements for exchange, and now coming over here and raising their money through the assets, real world assets in the ground. Okay, now obviously I went over that. Now we have, when we talk about our agents, our AI agents next. So we have a data vault, which is a image, all right, a Web3 image of all your data. What we do is we could look into your server, compartmentalize your server like the Dewey Decimal System of all these data nodes. Then we can objectify it so you can now see data. Now I can see data in an atmosphere, and then IBM Watson comes in and they value that data. So for now, I'm opportunity to look into the server, say this server is worth $450,000 that my secretary's using. Okay, I want to be aware of that. I can compartmentalize that data, objectify it, and value it. And the other step while we have the license exchange is to tokenize it and put it up for sale. If it meets all your security requirements and it meets HIPAA laws, PPI laws, all those laws that come into there. Now, our security acts to this is a huge opportunity on selling the data. We have a crypto anchor called ADIO. ADIO, I'll talk about a little bit more, but it's an anchor that can follow the data. So that crypto anchor is secured to the anchor of the token. And if the token, which is really a smart contract, is ever misused, the data is taken down right away. It's notified, and the data can be taken down right away if it's being misused nefarious. So now we can track the token. We have a crypto anchor for security on the token. We have IBM following, okay? IBM is a multi-billion-dollar company. The Nasdaq is a multi-billion-dollar company. And how you get on to the exchange is through Clear. Everybody's been through Clear here. So you go on, you get your KYC, they know it's you, and I'll talk about that. Now I'm allowed to go on and trade the token, buy the token, sell the token, and put it up for sale on the Nasdaq. And that's what our informational data exchange does. So the exchange is here, and now the parts that we have here with the data and the opportunity comes there. Okay, this is how we became, through WISA Technologies, Datavault. We made the WISA bought holdings in the IP that Datavault created, $210 million. They paid in stock and part of cash through a money raise to Datavault. Then we did a agreement with Dolby, or Nate and Brett Moyer did, that's over here, the CFO, in February 12th, to deal with Dolby with our ADIO technology and the WISA technology that is the speaker technology, or acoustic. And then I'll explain that in a little bit more. And then we had the collaboration with the NIACs. Obviously, March right here, we just joined with IBM. And now, the patented technology, we're licensing that out now. So now we can start to do that with bigger opportunities that are seeking out industry leaders in data that want to start helping the industry post tokens up for sale on the exchange. So we just did a acquisition of a company called CSI. They're a conference company. So you won't need these lanyards again. You'll come in, it will ping to your phone, you'll have a token, they'll let you come in. They'll tell you all your one-on-ones. It'll tell you the keynote speaker, when it's going on, and it all just hits your phone through the sound waves. You won't need Wi-Fi or Bluetooth anymore, okay? Through the sound, the infrastructure that's already set up here, the acoustic speakers, we can present a whole opportunity at marketing, consumer engagement. It can go through your television, and you could be watching it, and you have your ADIO opened and Netflix is doing something, says, hey, do you like James Bond's tie? Do you want to buy it? I'll send it to your house. Press the button. A QR code over sound that pops up onto your phone for engagement. I'm at the Knicks game the other day. I'm watching it, the local broadcast, from my couch, and now I have an opportunity to put myself on the Jumbotron, as everybody does in the stadium. So now I'm, through the television, broadening the experience of being engaged in the stadium on a local broadcast. Think about that times every television station in the world, every radio station in the world. There's speakers in cars, there's signs. The acoustic sound comes off, pings your phone, and all you need is an opt-in, opt-out. And it also is a crypto anchor as a security. So the ADIO patents are very strong, and how they were invented was through Nate Bradley going into the airport to help blind people get through the airport without using all these different people to tell them how to get through, walk them through the airport, and their phones would ping and would give them the right location of where to go to. So now the partner with the NIACs, I kind of went into that already, but if you look at the projections of the data industry. Okay, I would like to further that and say I believe this is so much more. Now, when you're talking about data and we're talking about AI, Elon Musk, all these other big wigs, Google, the head of Google, they all are talking about how AI can really destroy things. Okay, so using AI, we have the processing power that is unstoppable. But what about false data? What about data, okay, that isn't real? And I'm processing data that doesn't have a data score on it. All right, if I know it's like lineage from the Old Testament, where did it come from? Where was it created? So if I have a data score and I have a high data value and I know this data came from here and it's real, now my AI is worth that much more. Think about biotechnology. Okay, think about in biotech, all of that, is that real, is it not real? So you can go down and you could fix a lot of things that are broken in biotech. You can fix a lot of things that are broken in a lot of different industries by powering the right data with the right data score. So our data exchange, our data score of knowing what type of data, where am I getting it for, and how am I using it in my AI system. So processing the right type of data. Secondly, we have the data bank, okay? So when I look at a data bank, how do I create a token? Okay, so creating a token is really a smart contract. So now for each different industry, instead of hiring a lawyer, hiring for NIL, an NIL agent, so to speak. All right, so I'll zip through this because we're starting to get lower on time, but I was hiring an NIL agent. I want a smart contract that I can pick out from a smart contract bank that I don't need to call my lawyer up and check it out. Here's the smart contract. I take it, I tokenize it, and I put it for sale. There's a bid and offer. Guess what? I'm in the stadium, all right, and I'm doing NIL here. Let's just get over here. So we have data bank. That's what takes the tradable assets, okay, the data value, which is driven by IBM, as we were talking about, and the scoring. Now, there's other things to come, but if you look at Datavault and you look at IBM, Clear, you look at the Nasdaq, these are multi-billion-dollar companies that are supporting a middleware that brings it all together. So if you're talking about a company that's less than $100 million valuation right now, when it's so much more, and we have our patent valuation is 3 times to 8 times more of what the market cap is right now. So, and that was a Houlihan Lokey. Houlihan Lokey's another $8 billion company that does auditing and financials of all the top companies out there. But most importantly, I believe that they're very interested in what we're doing as well. Now, if you look at all you need now for the last part of another billion-dollar company coming on board, supporting this ecosystem that is worth trillions in our mind, if you look at that, it would be a blockchain company, a big-time elite blockchain company that could be looked at by other Fortune 100 companies and saying, yes, this is a secure platform, this is audited, this is valued, and this is blockchain by the best of the best out there. So think about how easy that would be to post something up there. As we get going here, so we have our data refinery. So now our data refinery goes in. Here's our data vault. Everybody gets a data vault. There's objects in here, all these different objects. It could be paper, it could be it could be anything from Microsoft Excel. It could cross the platform of another software company and all come into this environment that shows you all the data you have. It's ubiquitous to any type of software that you're using, and it gives you that 3D environment, okay, that Web 3 environment from the Web 2 that you're all used to seeing. We don't know what data is in Web 2. I can't visualize it. I can't see it. I don't know what it is. It's a bunch of numbers. Now it's not a bunch of numbers. It's showing me value. It's showing me how I can put it over here and get my data value, data score on that after refinery is, and then put it on the token. And here's some little tokens over here. Okay, so right now, we showed you the data score. Here's the data value. Okay, so these little objects, and all this is in your environment. So now I'm a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I got 18 different divisions of the company, and it's all showing up on one screen. What type, and think about the government too. How could this agency help that agency? What percentage of information is going through these different agencies so they can get better credit from that agency and get more funding that way too in the government? Just think about that. The CIA or the FBI, what information led to that? How are they getting paid on that? I get that 25% of the information came from the CIA, 75% from the FBI. That's how they should be paid out from the government, such as things like that. And the smart contract, real quick, in the end, is really the token. Smart contract bank, I just pick it and I put it up. VerifyU. I'll get this over real quick.
With
And
the
then we'll do.
government's not, just last example you just gave, would they finish with a smart contract?
Yes,
So
I
what
will,
would they-
I
in
would,
that
I'll,
example, how do they do a smart
let's talk about that after I get over to this one. This is it, because we're right in the middle. Now let's go to VerifyU, a product that we are launching now. We have a couple of colleges already signed up, and we're about to blow away everybody. No more lying on your resume. Everything's accountable. What's my value? What's my value, okay, which I created on campus? And now I'm creating an ecosystem of all past students, present, and futures. So now, instead of the diploma on the wall, I have a digital diploma. Put it in whatever you want to put it in, Amazon, whatever, IBM pad. Now it's spinning. ADIO hits, it says update from the business college. And the business college grows what you did on the business college. I made the dean's list, okay? No, I made it 15 times. There's 15 little tokens going on that. I volunteered here. I played rugby. The value, I was at that football game that one ASU beat U of A at, and they conquered it. I was there. It gives you a value being at a certain place at a certain time, okay? And not only that, it could give you the experience that you had there as a memory. So I hit that token, it gives me, it's like Mario Brothers. It's got mini tokens. It gives me everything I did at that college, and it puts a value on it for it. So it's secured. You have the logo from the school, and now all the past students are kept in touch what's going on now. And the ecosystem of NIL. NIL, think about NIL here. And think about the students, the accounting, the taxes, the school policy. Imagine having all of that wrapped up with these major billion-dollar companies and Datavault as the middleware of it all. Patented process, nobody could do it. Now let's talk about, if I can talk about a little bit about, we were working in a conference with Brookhaven National Labs. I'll just state that Brookhaven National Labs has well over 9 terabits of data, okay? This is exclusive data, real high scoring data. So now I can take things and tag things at a molecular level. So I can take Petri dishes, I can take molecular level data and things and track that, where it goes, where it came from, what is it doing. So I can also take failed biotech data and put it up for other companies to buy and to cut out time value, intrinsic value out of stock. So I can buy all this failed data and say what not to do. So now a company that's in the biotech field can get an ROI on their money. They can also track everything to know everything's accurate to the point. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry that has not been touched at all. So now we have our sonic non-audible tone. The inaudible tone tracks everything everywhere. I can have Amazon tell me my package is next door instead of my neighbor coming across. I can understand where you say tracking of the product, it's there. I can know it to the heartbeat of the minute because we have a little company that costs a half a penny P-chip to put it in tape, put it in art, put it in anything you want. And that sonic tone comes off of anywhere where there's a speaker. So the world is our oyster from inaudible tones. And just the inaudible tones and the audio part of the business, along with the acoustic side of the business, is is tremendous. And you put Datavault and that together, all the inaudible tone data that I'm picking up, I can make saleable. I can understand it better. I know what all this stuff is. And here's the real shortcoming here. What's to come? Okay, we have data value here with IBM. We have know your customer, security with ADIO as well. But what about your data score? What about looking at the company that will head up to the blockchain? So there's a couple of big announcements coming, and if I took a couple of multi-hundred-billion-dollar companies, and then I had an opportunity to buy a company that is just a $80 million market cap company here, okay? Think about, nobody's really seen what's come out yet. And this is the year of the coming out party. We just had a conference call yesterday with the acquisition of CSI, and basically we just told everybody what CSI is kind of like just a model for us to use with the conferences and show how expanded. They got a 50 million people outreach. What are we going to be able to do with all this? We announced a security of revenue from 15 to 20 million this year and over 50 million, 40 to 50 million next year. But that's not on anything else what I've been talking about. That's with CSI and some growth opportunities with VerifyU. But if you think about what an NIL, the only NIL that would be trusted is not trading on a bank, not trading with a bank, is trading on the Nasdaq. I believe that there's a lot of auditing firms out there. There's a lot of compliance firms out there that will want to use this way to create the ecosystem of NIL. Not just for that, but what about alumni? We've signed with the NFL alumni. That was one of our announcements too. So you can think about all alumni out there. You can think about opportunistic by bringing the alumni together by wearables. I played for the Dallas Cowboys. I got a wearable. All my health data is right there. Very sought after. Very high on the data score value. And creating an opportunity for NFL alumni to go places to get discounts and have that whole thing. And the tone hits and it goes in. I get a free meal every time I go to IHOP. Everything's for that community as well to share it. So right now, integration of CompuSystems is what we're doing with the ADIO system and with the WISA platform, which is the digital sound that I really haven't gotten to, that you can have in your home, you can have on your phone, digital sound now through, and this is not my expertise, Brett, right? This digital sound, you're over here in the expo. If you can, 30 seconds, show what the WISA acoustic, because you're.
The last slide, though.
Oh, that.
There you go.
Okay.
I think the main point here, but we have 30 seconds, right? So we have the strategic partners, IBM and Nasdaq. We've got 5 years worth of technology. What we're telling you in the upper right-hand corner. What we're telling you in the upper right-hand corner is those partnerships in technology and patents are about to turn into substantial revenue growth. Right? That's my
Yes.
30 seconds.
There's
If you
your
want to
30
know about audio, you can talk to me afterwards.
You could talk to them also about because they have a lot of patent pools that we're looking at WISA. WISA has in the acoustic about 30 patents as well.
So we have a question up here.
One question, yes.
How does this compare to, like, you have that AI agent example? I know, like, Datadog is very good at that.
Yes.
So
the AI agents now, we have these 3 AI agents. Datadog would hire our agents to help value and everything, or they can license our exchange with the Nasdaq to put their information up and expand it. Usually, like somebody has a data lake, they fish the data lake, they sell parts of it off, or they sell this whole big thing. We're like the YouTube, cable television, Bloomberg, Accenture, all these guys, they take data and they stream it to you by this big package. We're like a YouTube of data. It pops up. This type of data is here. I want this. It's a real valuable time. Or this Web3 painting or anything such as that has all these accoutrements that can be put on the exchange is saleable for these companies. They're partners and competitors at the same time.
Just a question on the refinery. So company goes, use your refinery technology, and then they now have the 3D lab
They have the data vault, yes.
Yes.
And they can create as many data objects and put them up for sale. They can squeeze data objects together to find a bigger value, personal data along with health data, squeeze that together, put it up and put a value. Now somebody can start, you know, the average person they do say is worth over $270 a month in data. We could feed everybody out there. If I'm a bum on the street, I have a telephone, I'm worth more. If I'm punching in what I ate, where I live, everything else, that could be, somebody wants to do a study on that, they could be giving you money, you know, because of what you did. So everybody has a self-value, self-worth, okay?
My question though is, on the other side of that equation, would that company then have to buy more data space somewhere? Is that another?
With ours, we have zero data space. That's probably the best question because we're very light technology. There's zero space that you have to do. We're making sure the data's secure before we put it up there. We're making the transaction. We are the Visa of taking Web 2 to Web 3 and back and forth again. That's how we work. 70-30 split. 70% for the company, 15% for the buyer, 15% for the seller commission, and that's where we make the 30%. And in major opportunities, it will always fluctuate, but that's the way to do it. And we don't need to store any data. We're a light blockchain technology that feels it, that tracks it, that enables it for our customers to use one platform. Many different patents.
So can you walk us through the value of, like, you brought up NIL, so like say, you know, college athletes.
I'm at a
that's
game.
a big deal.
I'm at a game. Okay,
you,
real
Alfred.
quick, last one. I'm at a game right now. And the guy, Scatadoo for Arizona State, scores that game. That game ball for everybody in the audience right now, how much value is that game ball to everybody in there? They could bid on that game ball that they're using right then and there for them. Any questions we could take out in the hall, but it's very exciting to have a small market cap company, and there's so much more to come short term that I think this is extreme buy.
Thank you, Alfred, and the Datavault team. Thank you very much.